never should have gone into that attic. It was my first week in this new house, a creaky old place on the edge of town where the floorboards groaned like they were alive, each step echoing with a weight I couldn't explain. The attic door sat at the end of the upstairs hall, warped, always slightly ajar, as if it was daring me to look inside. I'd ignored it for days, but that night, the air felt wrong, thick, heavy, like the house was holding its breath, waiting for me to make a move. I don't know what possessed me. Maybe it was the silence, too deep, too oppressive, or the way the shadows seemed to shift in the corners of my vision. I grabbed a flashlight, its beam weak and flickering, and climbed the narrow stairs, each one creaking louder than the last, like a warning I was too stubborn to heed. The attic smelled of mildew, damp wood, and something sweeter, like rotting flowers left too long in a vase. Boxes were stacked haphazardly, coated in a thick layer of dust, untouched for years, maybe decades. Cobwebs clung to the rafters, swaying in a breeze I couldn't feel. And there, in the corner, half buried under a pile of moldy blankets, was a Polaroid camera. Old, scratched, its leather strap, frayed like it had been gripped too tightly, too often. I brushed off the cobwebs, my fingers trembling, and my thumb caught on a faint carving on the back. See what's next. The words sent a chill down my spine, sharp and sudden, like a needle. I laughed, a nervous, shaky sound, trying to shake the feeling that the attic was watching me, its shadows pressing closer. This house was full of junk like this, relics from whoever lived here before. Probably some eccentric photographer who'd abandoned their hobby. But the camera felt heavy in my hands, heavier than it should have been, like it was pulling me toward it, urging me to hold it closer. I don't know why I pressed the shutter. Curiosity maybe, or something else, something I couldn't name. The camera whirred to life, a low, grinding hum that vibrated through my bones, making my skin crawl. A photo slid out, blank at first, its surface glossy under the weak glow of my flashlight. I watched, heart pounding, as an image formed, not of the attic, but of my kitchen downstairs. The counter was there, the sink, the flickering light bulb I hadn't bothered to fix. But in the corner, where the shadows pooled, was a figure, tall, vague, its edges blurred like a smudge on glass, like someone had tried to erase it but couldn't. It wasn't there when I'd left the kitchen an hour ago. I live alone. No one else has a key. My pulse hammered in my ears as I stumbled downstairs, the photo clutched in my hand, its edges biting into my palm. The kitchen was empty, just as I'd left it. Clean, quiet, no figure lurking in the shadows. But the photo felt alive, heavy, like it was staring back at me, daring me to look closer. I set it on the counter, my hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped it, and told myself it was a glitch, some trick of old film, capturing a moment that didn't exist. But the camera, it hummed, a low, insistent vibration, like a heartbeat pulsing through the air. I couldn't stop myself. My fingers moved on their own, pressing the shutter again. Another photo slid out, slower this time, as if the camera was savoring it, taunting me. This one showed my living room, the couch I'd been sitting on earlier, the coffee table cluttered with moving boxes and half-unpacked junk. But in the photo, the TV was on, flickering with static, casting jagged, twitching shadows across the walls. And behind the couch stood a figure, too tall, its head grazing the ceiling, its limbs unnaturally long, its face, it didn't have one, just a blur, like someone had scrubbed away its eyes, its mouth, leaving nothing but a void. I spun around, my breath catching in my throat. The living room was dark, the TV off, the couch empty. My legs felt weak, like they might give out, but I couldn't tear my eyes from the photo. The figure's blurred face seemed to pulse, like it was moving closer, inching toward me across the glossy surface. I wanted to throw the camera out the window, smash it against the wall, but my fingers wouldn't let go. It was like the camera was holding me, whispering in my mind to keep going, to see what came next. So I did. Upstairs, in my bedroom, I took another photo, my hands trembling so badly, I could barely hold the camera steady. The shutter clicked, and the photo emerged. My bed, unmade, sheets tangled like someone had thrashed in them. Under the sheets was a shape, human but wrong, its limbs bent at impossible angles, like a broken puppet abandoned by its strings. I tore the sheets off my bed, heart pounding so loud it drowned out everything else. Nothing, just my imagination, I told myself, clinging to the lie. But the camera clicked again, on its own this time. The photo showed the same bed, but now the shape was sitting up, its featureless head turned toward the camera, staring with a face that wasn't there. I dropped the camera. It hit the floor but didn't break. It just sat there, humming louder, like it was laughing at me, mocking my fear. I locked it in a drawer, slamming it shut, and tried to sleep, but the whirring echoed through the walls, relentless, like a pulse that wouldn't stop. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, imagining that faceless thing standing in the corner, watching. The next morning, a photo lay on my nightstand. I hadn't taken it. It showed me, sleeping, my face pale, eyes half open, like I was already dead. Behind me, in the corner of the room, was the faceless thing, closer now, its blurred head tilted, studying me. I burned the photos in the backyard, watching the flames curl them to ash, the smoke stinging my eyes. But the camera wouldn't stop. It spat out new ones, faster, each more horrifying than the last. Me in the bathroom, the faceless thing reflected in the mirror, its hand inches from my shoulder. Me in the hallway, its fingers stretching from the shadows, long and twisted. Me at the front door, trying to leave, its blurred face pressed against the glass outside, unmoving, waiting. I smashed the camera with a hammer, screaming as the pieces shattered across the floor. But they vibrated, crawling back together like insects, reforming into that cursed shape. I buried it deep in the backyard, under dirt and stones, my hands raw and bleeding from digging. That night, the whirring came from the ground, louder, angrier, like the earth itself was alive with it. A photo appeared on my pillow, its edges still warm. It showed me, standing in the backyard, digging, the faceless thing behind me, its hand on my shoulder. I felt it, cold, like ice, seeping into my bones, spreading through my body. I turned, but nothing was there, yet. I'm recording this because I don't know how long I have. The camera's back on my kitchen counter, humming louder, mocking me. The photos aren't just showing me anymore, they're showing what's next. I tried to leave, but the door won't open. The windows are sealed. The air is heavy again, like it was in the attic. The last photo just developed. It's me, in this room, speaking into this microphone. The faceless thing is behind me, its blurred head leaning closer, its presence pressing against my back. I can feel its breath, cold as death, brushing my neck. I don't dare turn around.